Modern women's dating standards are nothing short of a fairy tale wish list. They're out here hunting for a billionaire's bank account, a therapist's emotional intelligence, and an Instagram model's six-pack, all wrapped up in one perfect package. And what's their grand contribution? A selfie game, an inflated sense of entitlement, and maybe some TikTok dances if you're lucky. No degree, no career, no savings? Doesn't matter. As long as he's got the cash, she's got that signature gold digger glow. Hate to break it to you, ladies, but you can't demand a Rolex when all you're bringing is Timex energy. Time for a harsh reality check. The era of entitled dating is done. Shape up or ship out, because men are officially over the fantasy nonsense.
Nobody thinks they're average, or most people do not think that they are average. Is this confidence or is this delusion? And what inspired this video was me posting a TikTok from one of my girl interviews. To say the comments were concerning and eye-opening is actually an understatement. So now let me read some of the comments to you. Average has nothing to do with me. Some of us don't want to be average. LOL, okay, but these are based on averages and I'm not looking for an average man. I don't give an F. I want my man to be pulling 500K. My soul left my body when I read that one. No one can survive with less than 70K. Let's be very for real. Are we okay? If you can't survive on 70K, you have a spending problem.
How much should your man make in a year?
Can we make it monthly?
Sure.
At least 100K a month.
Isn't that a bit high compared to the average income out there?
Well, if I'm talking about my partner, I don't think so.
Why not?
If I'm making 10K a month, he should be making 10 times more than me. And that kind of puts me in the feminine position, and I view him as the masculine, as the main provider in our family, as we're going to grow, expand our family.
100K a month? She's not even that attractive, maybe a 4 to 5 without makeup. The only man making 100K a month is using her face for NBA full-court basketball. Between her forehead and teeth, you've got all the backboards you need. These women are beyond delusional when they aren't even close to high value. The entitlement is off the charts.
This woman's out here demanding a man pulling in $100K a month while she's barely scrapping by on $10K. That's not a relationship. It's a paycheck in disguise. And let's talk about the layers of makeup she's wearing. What's the goal here? Hiding insecurity or just masking a complete lack of inner substance? Hate to break it to her, but a thick coat of foundation won't cover up the fact that she brings nothing to the table. If she's hunting for a sugar daddy, she should just say so instead of trying to pass it off as relationship goals. Men aren't walking ATMs, and expectations this shallow only scream one thing: undateable.
What I look for in a guy is someone who makes like $500,000 a year, about 6 feet tall, compassionate, strong but soft, likes to spend time with me.
Yeah, I'm unemployed right now. I got a couple Deweys, so if you want me to drive, you got to blow into the breathalyzer because I tied a few on earlier, assuming you got a whip.
Mature, and a great relationship with his mom is a must.
Mom's a fucking bitch. I don't even really like living with her. We got in a huge scuffle the other day. I almost got physical because she caught me stealing her jewelry after I was pissed at her because she wouldn't let me use her picture to start another Uber Eats profile after I got banned from eating someone's food, and I wanted to take another crack at it because I already stole a bike.
Honest. He's definitely got to be clean. That's a non-negotiable.
I actually got little man picking up some toilet paper from school for me right now. Do you think you could drive me there after this? Also, you might have to pop in there and grab it just because I can't really show face there right now. Ex is still a little perturbed with me because I owe her a couple G's and she needs that for her tuition.
Someone who likes to travel.
Yeah, I know. She asked me to get a suit for some destination funeral that's like an hour out of town, which I did, but then the security tag had a mishap and it got a little messy, so she might have to just go dolo on this one.
Willing to cook and just sort of spoil me.
Yeah, I like to treat my bitch. I take her to Ruby Tuesdays. We probably have to go to one of the ones out of state though, because some of the local ones I've dined and dashed too much at, so they're a little bit on to me.
A man with integrity.
Babe, could you drop by my mom's place and pick up a half quarter from there? Yeah, Dave's plug's gonna come by and pick it up in like the next half hour.
You want me to sell drugs for you?
It's just under the mattress on the floor. Don't take any though.
A man with drive. Someone who's really focusing on his dreams.
Oh, I actually got my hands on a tattoo gun. If any of you guys are interested, we could even do it in the car because we probably do have to roll because I got curfew and I gotta pick up Dip on the way.
No, last time I went to your house, your mom tried to fight me.
Yo, did you guys see my chick sister? Pretty fine, eh? Pretty sure she's looking at me too.
In what women want, I suppose, I don't think a lot changes about what people want. But I suppose if I were to make a cultural observation, it would come up for people that, how do I find someone who's either playing at my level or someone who accepts my level, whether it's financially or what I've achieved in my life, the work that I do. That's something that, you know, is obviously a modern day thing. And I think a lot of people are asking, how do I find someone who's not intimidated by where I am in my life?
What do you mean by that? Be specific.
That I earn more, potentially.
As a woman.
As a woman. That I have a high status job. Not everyone, but there's a decent amount of that, of people worrying that they're either going to intimidate someone or they're proactively looking for someone that is playing at their level. It's hard sometimes to say whether that's because they genuinely want someone who's playing at their level, or because they're just worried that if they find someone who's not playing at their level, that person's going to have an issue with it. You know what I mean?
What's are women struggling to be attracted to guys that don't have that level of education, don't have that level of employment that they do? Are they struggling to date down, so to speak?
From an attraction point of view?
Yes.
I mean, look, there has to be some. I know that I've spoken to very successful groups of business women who are really playing at a high level.
Yep.
And sometimes in those circles, which by the way, I don't think like the ultra high achieving, like type A, you're in that, like, you know, made millions of dollars, like that's a unique group of people. But I have experienced being in those circles where one of the first things I get asked is, well, how do I find someone who is also, you know, playing at this level? And I always feel like saying at that point, isn't surely the reason to achieve all of this is so that you can choose anyone you want, not so that you can kind of go, now that I'm in this top 0.5%, I need to find someone in that top 5% in a socioeconomic sphere. I always think that's to me, the reason to make money.
Despite all the chest thumping about feminism and empowerment, human nature isn't about to bend over backward for the whims of modern women. It's like watching someone try to outsmart gravity, oblivious to the inevitable crash. Today's women parade their philosophies on the sexual revolution like they've unlocked the secrets to life, love, and eternal bliss. But here's the kicker. Men who've opted out of this circus, yeah, they're not exactly clamoring to jump back in. Forget rolling out the red carpet. They're not even laying down a welcome mat. And let's talk about the real scoreboard, women's happiness. It's been in free fall since the 1970s. Enter the paradox of declining female happiness, a term even economists coined to describe this train wreck of a social experiment. So much for all that freedom and empowerment, huh? While women are busy screaming patriarchy and men are trash, the numbers are painting a much bleaker picture. Facts don't care about your empowerment slogans, sweetheart. Women aren't happier. They're more miserable than ever. The whole "we can do it all" shtick? Yeah, turns out you can't. And yet, they still cling to the "men are obsolete" mantra like a badge of honor. But fast forward a few years, and suddenly those independent speeches don't hold up so well, do they? The irony is delicious. They were so sure they could have it all, until they realized all they have is a plummeting happiness curve and no one left to blame but themselves.
Shit still boggles my mind. If a girl wants a guy who's older, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who's younger, it's creepy and immature. If a girl doesn't want to date a short guy, it's a preference. If a guy doesn't want to date a girl that's overweight, he's an asshole who's not focused on the things that matter. If a girl wants a guy who can take charge, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who will submit to his lead, he's, you guessed it, misogynistic. If a girl sets a boundary, it's empowering. If a guy sets a boundary, it's controlling. Women have preferences, men have something wrong with them. This isn't a double standard, it's just illogical. So why does anyone accept this?
I don't want any of my income to be needed in the family. I want the man to be 100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna have my own business or whatever.
But you would want the family to be able to live solely off of your
yes,
husband's
100% solely off of my husband. I don't want me to have to use my income at all.
So her money is her money, and her man's money is also her money. And it's funny, people will see videos like this and their only response is, oh, but not all women are like that. Okay, that's fine, but obviously there are women who are like this.
The empowered women of today, self-appointed queens of control and righteousness, love to brag about being right over being happy, as if that's some kind of life achievement. These are the same women who put off kids indefinitely, bask in victimhood for the crime of being born female, and shove their unsolicited opinions into everyone's faces under the guise of freedom and tolerance. Oh, and let's not ignore how conveniently they sidestep the privileges of femininity in a world that still throws them unearned perks left and right. They thought they were gaming the system by climbing the corporate ladder well into their 40s, chasing some mythical power trip. Guess what? That mirage didn't deliver. They're more miserable than ever. Who could have predicted that? Oh, right, literally everyone. They swallowed the lie that rejecting femininity, family life, and meaningful relationships with men would lead to happiness. Spoiler alert, it didn't. But instead of admitting they were duped, they doubled down, too proud to admit that the oppression of traditional roles was actually a stable foundation, not the jail cell they were promised. And men? These women have the most delusional expectations. Treat men like puppies, give them affection, respect, and a little encouragement, and they'll adore you for life. But women, whole different ballgame. They preach equality but live hypocrisy. Their dream man, a tall, ripped millionaire Adonis with the emotional depth of a poet but the toughness of a Navy SEAL. Inner beauty, you say? Please. That's just a phrase they use to soothe their egos when reality doesn't match their mirror. They want an alpha with beta tendencies, dominant but not too dominant, sensitive but not clingy, rich but humble. The cognitive dissonance is staggering.
So I've never been in a relationship, and I think it's mainly on me and my standards of what I want.
So you've never had a 6-month, 1-year relationship?
And let's not even get started on their own contributions. Many of these women are too busy sitting on their throne of entitlement to work on themselves. They expect men to check every box on their impossible list, while offering little beyond inflated self-worth and a barrage of demands. Feminism was supposed to free women, but it seems like the only thing it liberated was men, while leaving women stuck in a self-made cycle of misery and unrealistic expectations. The irony? It's so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Minimum height.
6 feet.
Yeah, that's where they get you. Would you exclude obesity?
Absolutely.
Minimum income, so...
I'm gonna say at least 200.
200 grand?
You can be 30 years old and make
Oh my goodness. Take a guess at what percentage of men fit this criteria. 2%? Much lower. It's 0.049%.
All right, is this going on the TV?
How much should a guy earn for you to date him?
Over 500K!
Slightly uncomfortable even though I have shorts underneath. I just feel like I'm gonna get a lot of eyes.
Let's say I was gonna take you out on a date. What's the most I should spend?
The most you should spend? The limit is endless.
The dating scene these days is an absolute train wreck, and the culprits are modern women who tossed traditional roles and expectations into the shredder faster than you can say empowerment. Once upon a time, women were the backbone of the family, nurturing, caretaking, and holding it all together while men provided stability and resources. It was a system that worked like clockwork. But now, modern women are too busy chasing career milestones and personal self-discovery to prioritize something as old-fashioned as, a relationship. Men, hardwired for stability and companionship, are stuck in this dystopian dating hellscape with women who think independence is a substitute for partnership. It's like playing Monopoly, but every time it's your turn, someone swaps out the board. These women are climbing the corporate ladder, curating their Instagram feeds, and manifesting success while leaving relationships to gather dust. And men? They're scratching their heads, wondering why finding a genuinely caring partner feels harder than cracking a cryptic crossword. Feminist rhetoric has smashed gender roles into a million jagged pieces, leaving nothing but chaos and confusion in its wake. Back when everyone knew their roles, the gears turned smoothly. Men had a clear purpose, women had theirs, and families thrived. Now, dating feels like trying to assemble IKEA furniture with instructions written in a dead language. Nobody knows what they're supposed to do anymore, and it shows. The takeaway? Dating is a disaster because women decided that ditching traditional norms for freedom was the way to go. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. What should be a straightforward journey to human connection has devolved into a frustrating, mismatched circus of conflicting values and expectations. Bravo, modernity, bravo. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.